Good morning children, teacher Sonia here. Welcome back once again to another session in English literature. Today we shall read the lesson The Grey Stone by Alison Utley. Before we begin, take a look at these images of some nice shiny stones. Children, did you know that there are some stones like these that have very old plants, dead insects, birds and animals embedded in them? Such remains of plants and animals are called fossils. Fossils are the remains of plants and animals that have been preserved inside rocks for thousands and thousands of years. In today's story, we shall be reading about one such grey stone that found its way into a girl's house and took the place of bride inside the house. The story also shows us how a mere stone has been made to appear like a human being, or in other words, personified. Personified means giving lifeless objects human traits and characteristics. But before we begin reading the lesson, let's discuss the new words that you will come across in the lesson to help you understand the lesson better.
Meanings of words: fine, beautiful; cliff, a high rock like a wall near the sea; roadman, a person who makes or repairs roads; prop the door open, place something against the door to keep it open; watching the sights, watching everything that was happening around it; scampering, running with small quick steps; grunting, making a short, low sound; comfort, peace and quiet; disguise yourself, change the way you look so that nobody knows who or what you are; suggested, gave the stone an idea; velvet, a kind of thick, soft cloth; exclaimed, said loudly and suddenly. Velvet, a kind of thick, soft cloth; exclaimed, said loudly and suddenly. About to fling it out, was going to throw it away; changed his mind, decided not to throw the stone away; examined, looked carefully; chipped off, broke into small pieces. Fossil, a part of a plant or an animal that lived thousands of years ago and which has got pressed into a rock. Fern, a plant with leaves like feathers and no flowers. Mantelpiece, a shelf on top of the place where a fire is lit in a room. Now let me tell you a little bit about the author Alison Utley. Alison Utley was a science teacher. She wrote more than 100 books. Most of them are for children and about animals.
Now quickly open up your books to page number 68 and let's read the lesson together.
One fine day, little Amanda brings a grey stone home, kicking it all the way from the school gate. She kicks it till the doorstep and goes in to tell her mother about school that day. The stone lay by the doormat and stared around. For years, it had been lying in the roads, kicked here and there. It had been broken off a cliff by a roadman. The stone had wanted to go to school or to see the inside of a house, but the doors were always shut. It had never been as close to a door as this. "Prop the door open, Amanda," said a voice. Amanda stepped outside, picked up the stone and put it inside the house against the door. The stone was actually inside the house. This is real life, it thought. It pushed hard and kept the door open while Amanda's mother went out and soon returned with a pile of clothes. Then someone closed the door and it was safe inside. It sat in a corner, listening to the sounds and watching the sights inside the house. It watched the cat and the dog and the baby in the cradle. When everyone had gone to sleep and the lights were put out, it listened to the voices which are heard only in the night. It listened to the mice scampering, the grandfather clock going tick-tock, the table grunting, and the chairs squeaking. "They'll throw you out," cried the voices. "But I don't want to go," replied the stone. "I've been waiting for this for thousands of years, and I want a little comfort in my old age. What shall I do?" "Disguise yourself," they suggested. So the mice dragged Amanda's velvet cap and pulled it over the top of the stone. The scarf fell down from behind the door and wrapped itself around the stone. Amanda's boots moved in front of it. All day and night, the stone hid there. The next morning, a broom dragged it into the light. "What's a stone doing here?" asked Amanda's mother. "It's a doorstop," exclaimed Amanda, remembering. How proud the stone felt. It was the first time it had a name. Amanda's father picked up the stone. He was about to fling it out. Then he changed his mind. He examined the stone. He gave it a tap with a hammer. A few pieces of stone chipped off. "What are you doing, father?" asked Amanda as she stared up at him. "See here," he said. "This is a fossil." Inside the stone was a fern, perfect and beautiful. The tiny leaves were as clear as if they had been pressed into the stone that same day. "The place for this stone is on the mantelpiece," said Amanda's father. So they placed the stone there. Every time a visitor came home, it was taken down and shown to them in all its beauty.
So children, the grey stone was like any other ordinary stone on the wayside or roadside, kicked or ignored. One day, Amanda kicked the stone all the way from school to her house, right up to her doorstep. The stone was now curious. It wanted to get inside the house as it had never been inside a house before. When Amanda's mother asked her to prop the door open so that she could bring a pile of dried clothes into the house, Amanda used the grey stone as a door stopper. What luck! The stone was now inside the house and it wanted to stay there. So the other things inside Amanda's house, like the velvet cap, the scarf, and the boots, helped it hide inside the house. Amanda's mother was about to sweep the stone away when her father noticed something peculiar or strange about the stone. So he picked it up and tapped it with a hammer, only to discover that it was a fossil. Inside was a fern, perfect and beautiful. So he placed it on the mantelpiece as a display. And every time somebody visited the house, it was taken down and shown to them in all its beauty. Children, there is a lesson to be learned from this story. The story teaches us that we should never look down on others because of what they look like or where they come from. We are all unique in our own ways, and we should look for inner values in each other and learn to respect each other for it. The story is also like a fairy tale where the character of the grey stone is priceless, but it is a humble stone and not aware of its value. It is happy to be inside the house and feels a sense of belonging or at home along with the other things inside the house. It also feels important and needed when it is assigned or given the job of a door stopper. But like all fairy tales, its worth is finally seen by Amanda's father, who places it on the mantelpiece, which was the most important place in the house. So, from an ordinary stone, the grey stone took the place of a beautiful showpiece on the mantelpiece. Thank you, students. I hope you enjoyed the story. I will see you soon again. Till then, take care, stay safe.